I don't have any slides or something. This is a very, very informal discussion about the opportunities in functional nutrition. And it would be great if I could see your faces and then we could talk. So do turn on your cameras if it's possible. If not, my first question to everyone is, what brings you here? Why are you here in this life?
Hi, Mugdha.
Manisha.
Hi. The reason I'm here is my own personal journey.
Okay.
I have been through a transformation in the past year, you can say. I've had a very rough time, and I have not been with y'all, but I've been with somebody else, but gone through the holistic way and the functional medicine way. And it's been very transforming. And I'm just amazed with the way the body responds to these things. And also I keep hearing so many things from you on your Instagram, and I just feel like it's pulling me towards it. And it almost feels like a calling, and I feel like this is what I really need to study and learn, and maybe go ahead and help lots of people with it. So that's why I'm here, exploring
Great.
my opportunity.
Good to have you here. We will discuss about, I mean, this talk is primarily about opportunities and what you could do as a functional nutritionist, because we get a lot of students who are interested in the academy, but then they want a little clarity on that. And that's why I thought we could do this today.
Right.
Anyone else wants to share what brings them here today? Do I pick names?
Hello, I'm Zainab here.
Hi, Zainab.
I'm a nutritionist, Ayurvedic nutritionist. Yeah, I'm working with Dr. Rekha as an Ayurvedic nutritionist, and I'm very interested in functional nutrition, and I believe in holistic healing. So that's why I'm here.
Great. Who else? Bhavya.
Hi, this is Anahita. As Manisha said, it's for curiosity that even I would like to know a little bit more than what I think I already know. That is why I'm here, and I've been with your WhatsApp, your Telegram group for a while now.
Okay. I think you're the one who answers a lot of the questions or who's asking questions.
I answer most.
You answer, no? I think it's like you, Avinash, and one more person who's answering the questions on the Telegram
That's
group.
true. Very true. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Hema, you and Avinash, three of you who are mostly answering the questions. All right. Who else? Hi. How do I pronounce your name? Elakia, is it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't turn my video, but turn on my video. So yeah, I'm here because I'm very curious about functional nutrition. Even the first time I heard about the concept, I feel it's very good, and I think it's the future actually. So more people are turning towards a more holistic healing for all their health problems. So I would like to know about it.
Great.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else wants to tell us why they're here before I start off with whatever like topics I had in mind for today's conversation? All right, cool. So, I mean, the first thing I want to address, of course, is what is functional nutrition? Because a lot of you said holistic. I think Manisha said that, you said that, Elakia, that it's a holistic healing methodology. And the thing about calling it holistic is there are many, many methods that people would address as holistic. Even naturopaths say that this system is holistic. What differentiates functional medicine or functional nutrition is the ability to go down to the root causes and get to the root of whatever is causing your problem. So Manisha, if you already work with somebody who's a functional medicine practitioner, you might have experienced an iota of what it feels like to look for root causes, right? So where people like, even when I speak with investors and all, they'll be like, what is functional nutrition? And I tell them it's the opposite of dysfunctional nutrition, and they all laugh. But it truly is that, right? It's an ability to use what we know of nutrition, which is food and supplements, in a way that we can cater to the bio-individuality of each person, because no two bodies are similar, right? Like my sister and I, but we are not even identical twins. Even in identical twins, given that their lifestyle and their exposure and their relationship and everything else will be different, their health also turns out to be different, despite them having the same genetics. So what is it, right? What is it then determines whether you're going to be healthy or not? It is a true understanding of where you stand with whatever deficiencies you might have, with whatever toxin loads you might have, with whatever inflammation that might be there in your body, and getting a full perspective of that, and then creating something that's very, very personalized, very, very customized, very bio-individual in nature, is what functional nutrition is all about. So how do we assess all of this? Tests, right? So we use blood tests, we use advanced tests, and that's something that I think as iThrive, and then even in the academy, we've done exceptionally well, being able to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the analytics, right? Because if you look at like functional medicine guidelines overall, it will be okay, let's avoid gluten, let's avoid dairy, let's avoid sugar and seed oils, and then, eat, like most of them will do an elimination diet, and then supplementation comes into the picture. Let's get you your magnesium and zinc and omega-3s and all that. But I often find a gap between how deep you could truly go in terms of analytics and what is being done in the world of functional medicine so far. And that gap is something iThrive is fixed. So functional medicine or functional nutrition is using analytics from biomarkers, which is your blood tests, wherever needed, your GI map, so that's your stool sample, wherever needed, urine samples, because we also do like organic metabolic tests with urine and plasma, wherever needed, like saliva samples, because that's where we do genetics from, and then like blood for everything else, right? So using all possible bodily fluids, using all that data, and coming to the conclusion of what is really happening in the person, and then creating protocols for them is the entire philosophy and ideology of functional nutrition, the way we practice it at iThrive. So that is what functional nutrition is, and just wanted to clarify that. Now, is it holistic? Of course, any system that is going to become bio-individual, if it doesn't take into account all of these aspects of sleep, movement, water consumption, sunlight exposure, breath, if that is not taken into consideration, then you might just load a patient with a lot of supplements. You might just do like extremely customized food protocols, but these other things that impact health also are not taken into account, right? So that's why this becomes holistic, but it's very, very data driven. So that's something you guys need to understand when it comes to functional medicine, functional nutrition, that it relies heavily on extremely objective data. And that's why I love it, because it's not just my intuition, or it's not my gut feeling, or it's not my research that's creating outcomes, right? This is information that can be taught, that can be repeated, and that will show the same kind of results even if another person practices it. So it's beautiful in that it remains objective and it remains scalable. How different is this from traditional nutrition? Any of you want to tell me why is functional medicine or functional nutrition different from traditional nutrition? How many of you here are from a nutrition background? Anyone who's done like a course in dietetics or a master's or anything like that? Yes, Zainab, you said, right? So what I described just now, how was it different than from traditional nutrition? Anyone? No one?
I would like to say, actually, I am totally, hi, my name is Nidhi. I'm
Hi,
totally from a different background. I'm actually a MBA finance, and the only thing which made me, because I was under a holistic doctor function in US. So for curiosity, I wanted to learn all this. Though I'm quite old, I am a mother of 20 and 15, but I would love to learn.
Old.
And my thing is that the normal conventional medicine is like putting bandages on your wound, not curing it. Again, the same thing will come again in some form. So taking out the root cause, it can be any infections, it can be your cortisol, your what do you call level, your adrenal, like stress. It could
Stress.
be candida, anything, infections, and removing it, a more holistic way without any damage to the body, because and with the help of supplements. So
True.
the other conventional medicine is like giving you more chemicals in your body, making your system even worse. So I think in near future, this functional medicine is needed in India, especially because you see the people mindset is like that. They will only go for the conventional thing. They will think as you are fools. Though,
No, but see, iThrive is proof that there are enough people who don't think we are fools, right? I'll share iThrive story also at some point.
I
But you
know,
put that very beautifully about like what conventional medicine does. It's mostly about symptom suppression. It's not really about curing from the root.
yeah, but I want to know because I'm totally from another background.
Right.
Do your course includes all the tests? Like they have a different kind of test, like homocysteine and cortisols, and you kind of teach
Yeah,
everything about
yeah, we do. We do. I'll
genetic
go.
also, all the tests. Do you?
So
Um,
how we've done the academy structure now. So it's a 4-month course, and what happens is we often get a lot of people who are from a non-science background or a non-nutrition background because they want to learn. Like you
uh,
want to learn because you've seen the impact it has on your health. So
yeah,
we've structured the course in a way where in the second month, so first month is like just anatomy, physiology, so that you kind of get an idea of also where the organs are, what are the organ systems and all that, and basics of nutrients. And then we start going deeper into nutrients and supplementation. Then we start teaching about blood work. So, right, we teach nearly 55 parameters, right? So, right from your CBC to your thyroid panel to vitamin D to assessing your iron stores, whether there's an infection, whether there's a true iron deficiency. Homocysteine, of course, is something that we teach anyway. So we teach what we call as the basic blood test, which is like you go to a lab in India, you'll get all of these tests done and you can interpret them. Then
but
for academy graduates, the ones who finish the 4-month course, we offer a deep dive into advanced tests. So the advanced tests are genetics, the GI map, the OMX, that's the organic acids test, right? Then the Cyrex autoimmune panels, and then we are learning more. So I discovered this test called CytoDX, which actually gives you a beautiful breakup of your entire so like we heard cytokine storm so much in COVID, right? But in your body, you have like so many different regulators of your immune system, like your TH1 to TH2 ratio and all. So there's a test that actually gives you a full picture of, because it's very easy to say, oh, your CRP is high and you have inflammation. What is the inflammation? What kind of inflammation? That also is important to know. So you can treat it even more with the focus. So that test is there. So what we do is 4 months, we teach you. There are 12 modules. We printed like some textbooks today and I got them home to go through them. I'll show you what they look like also. So 12 modules, you will be able to work with clients independently. But if you want to go deeper into these advanced tests, then you take that add-on, because that's another 1 month, na Raga? The deep dive into advanced tests. That's a 1-month course. And not everyone has the appetite for it. Not everyone has the aptitude also for it, right? Because it requires you to really be willing to go deeper. And, like imagine you have to learn about genetics and then you have to correlate that with blood tests. You have to correlate that with your GI map and all that. So a little bit of a detective kind of mind is needed. For those who are interested, we offer that advanced course.
okay, that's great. But still, the testing, like the stool testing and many testing, are still not there in India. So, yeah, so many people are always reluctant, to start a new stream. But of course, it is really beneficial. And, some part of Ayurveda is also a part of it. So
Yes.
you can't, our roots are also there in this functional medicine, so definitely it's a good
Yes. But I also wanted to address how this is different from, like, see, I have a master's degree in nutrition, which I got from SNDT in 2001. And I studied that subject because I loved it, right? But what happened with my own health when I got really sick in 2017, like I was overweight, I was 97 kgs and all of that, right? That knowledge of nutrition wasn't helping because we were mostly taught things like calories in, calories out, right? So weight loss ke liye you do a reduced calorie diet. Weight gain ke liye you increase calories. And then we were taught like low fat and all. So it wasn't working for me. And what I see, because we hired also so many nutritionists to work at iThrive. And, like now, current generation is super smart. I wonder where that intelligence is coming from. I was pretty dumb compared to them, like at that age. These are very, very smart kids, yet what the colleges are teaching them is just the basics of nutrition. And often when they worked in hospitals and all, they're still doing like sodium restricted diets, or like even the fact that type 2 diabetes is caused by insulin resistance, and insulin resistance can be caused by seed oils and too much of omega-6 in the diet, that is not being taught yet. So what I notice as a gap in traditional nutrition and functional nutrition is, the analytics are completely missing. Like, how do you look at a blood report and do an analysis of what is really going on with your patient is never taught. Second, the deeper knowledge of like food, nutrients, the interaction with the biochemistry, that is also missing. Third, supplements ka, no one is teaching supplements in colleges. And I don't understand this. Like, this is nutrition, right? B complex, your B1, B2, B3, they are all nutrients. Now, if you're not teaching your students how to look for a B12 deficiency, how to look for all the B6 deficiency, and then recommend whatever nutrients are, if someone is a vegan, like your patient is a vegan and they're refusing to eat meat, what are you going to do for their B vitamins and their omega-3s? Then you'll have to, right, if you really want to create outcomes. I see a big gap there. Also, often I find like hospital clinical nutritionists are mostly, honestly, still not doing patient work. The doctor says that this is what the patient needs. The doctor makes a chart and the nutritionist just like works with the cafeteria to make sure those meals are being served to the patient. That's not a nutritionist job. The nutritionist should be on a pedestal here, right? Because I don't know if there are any doctors in the audience here. I apologize before I offend you, but honestly, most doctors don't know anything about chronic diseases. They don't, because they are also not taught this. What they are taught is, oh, headache, here's the tablet. Oh, high blood sugar, here's metformin. High BP, here is your Telma. Pain, here is your Nurofen. Here is your Nurofen. Okay,
Ma'am, may I
someone.
come in? Hi, Kavita this side.
Yeah, hi. You've joined.
I'm sorry to interrupt you in between. I and Nidhi, we both are friends, and like she's into that, and I'm more into homeopathic. So basically, I think it is quite like how the symptoms match and very small details of the things. I guess like would be going with the functional medicine.
And see, I see homeopathy is still a little aligned to understanding the human being. Like, you guys go deep
Yeah,
into like even understanding like you don't do blood tests and all that, but you have your other ways of assessing an individual,
yes,
right? You spend time with your patient having a conversation. Same with Ayurveda.
exactly.
Conventional medicine, it's not, and it's the design, it's the way it is structured, right? But I was just talking of traditional nutrition because
Right.
the nutritionists are not even given the opportunity to really work one-on-one with a patient unless they're independently doing their practice. But independent practice, if you've not upgraded your knowledge, then what happens is you are still stuck with the knowledge you got in college and you might not really know what's right and what's wrong. So to me, that's the
Absolutely.
biggest problem in currently in India, what is like coming out of nutrition college with master's degrees and everything. There's a big gap between what patients are experiencing, what you need to know to really solve that problem,
Indeed. Yes, yes.
and what you might have, like what solutions you might have. So there's a big gap there, which is why I think everyone who is interested in using food as a healing modality for the people they want to serve needs to learn how to look at blood tests, how to analyze them, how to understand different foods and the nutrients in them, how each food interacts with the body, and then, get deeper with advanced tests, understand your client's body entirely, and then create solutions for it.
Absolutely.
Because,
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, sure.
yeah, the thing is, like one of you said, right, the world really needs more functional nutritionists, more functional medicine. Actually, the world needs. One of you said it. I don't know if it was Nidhi or if it was you, Manisha, or someone else. But it is true. Okay, it's
I
see,
said, and in fact, all these the top functional nutrition like Mark Hyman, who's considered the father, and so many of them, they
right.
actually studied first medicine. They had
Yes.
problems. They had so many problems. Then they went on to functional medicine, and they are
And
truly
their own peers couldn't help them, na, Nidhi. I don't know if you've read Mark Hyman's entire story, but he got really sick with mercury poisoning and he
mercury
went back to his
poison.
colleagues.
Yes, yes. From China, it was mercury poisoning,
Yeah.
and so and all this. So nobody, no doctor here is like fully testing anything. The gastroenteritis will tell something else. The endocrinologist will tell something. Only a functional medicine doctor will see the overall picture and take out. In fact, the even the detox element is missing from the conventional medicine.
Conventional medicine has broken humans into body parts. Oh,
Yeah.
issue with skin, dermatologist. Issue with
Yes.
sugar, go to endocrinologist. Issue with hormones, again endocrinologist. Issue with brain, go to neurologist, psychiatrist, whatever. It's the same person's body. If there is an issue with the skin, 100% there's going to be an issue that's happening in the gut or some sort of deficiency that's going on. If you cannot think of the human body holistic, like whatever is happening to Mugdha is happening entirely in Mugdha's body. Na? How can you send me to different doctors, not talk to each other, not figure out, oh, this symptom is matching with this thing that I know from my modality, and completely like miss the entire picture of what is going on, right? Now what has happened is, like, every day I do consults. I pretty much do one consult a day. And for some weird reason, the number of people who are getting sicker and sicker has increased. Like when I started off 4 years ago as the company, or even like 6 years ago when I was doing this independently, people came mostly for weight loss, or people came for type 2 diabetes, and then hair, skin, like those kind of issues. Now the kind of consults I have, sometimes they're having symptoms that there's no disease label also. It's just a cluster of so many different things happening. And honestly, most of them that come for a consult with me have gone to doctors already, and have done that route. They've gone to this doctor, they've gone to that doctor, they've gone here, they've taken medicines, they've done endoscopies, they've done colonoscopies, and still no answer. And when they come to us, when they come to iThrive, and when we use all our diagnostic methods, at least even before we apply solutions, they get answers, right? Like someone who's experiencing extreme anxiety, we recently did the OMX test for her, and all her neurotransmitters were off. All. And at least we could tell her this is what is happening to you, because when she had gone to a psychiatrist, they'd just given her anti-anxiety medications, which then made her numb and zombie-like, and she didn't want to do that. So people seem to be getting sicker, and conventional medicine doesn't seem to have the answers. And therefore, the people who can provide answers and solutions are the one that the world really needs more of. Maybe in another timeline, the world needed more healers and more Ayurvedic practitioners. But in this timeline, what the world really needs is people who can use evidence-based data, who can use science, who can actually get to the root and tell another person that, hey, like, all of these things that are happening to you, they're not in your imagination. Here are the reasons why they're happening. Now that we know the reasons, these are the solutions that we are going to use. And Manisha, you said you experienced the magic of functional medicine, how your body transformed. I have experienced it. So have the thousands of clients that iThrive has worked with, right? And not only iThrive, but the academy students, the work that they do with their own clients, they are seeing the transformations that happen.
Yeah.
So it
Um,
works. It works as a
It
system.
works, yes,
Hello.
exactly. And it's initially it's like when I got onto the program,
Hello.
it's so astonishing because these are just very basic things, and they're just subtle things, and your body responds so quickly to these things. But somehow, like you said, the doctors are just not taught about this. I just feel that they just don't want you to know about this and heal your own body. I mean, it's so
It's
many things
not their
combined.
fault actually, Manisha. If you look at medical curriculums and food, because I went digging into that, right? So the thing is, most medical curriculums, they don't get updated quickly enough, right? There's a
Uh,
Yeah.
there's
Hello.
a yeah,
Mugdha.
Kanchan.
Yeah. So I am acupuncture therapist. So I have a question. If I accomplish this certification, तो उसका combine कैसे मैं कर सकती हूँ? मतलब how can
We'll
I
get to that.
practice?
We'll
Okay,
get to that.
okay. या वन मोर पॉइंट अभी जो हम वो बात कर रहे थे कि मेडिसिन एक्सपर्ट कैसे पेशेंट को ट्रीट करते, तो दे आर स्टैंडिंग और फोर फाइव पीपल ब्लाइंड पीपल आर स्टैंडिंग नियर द एलिफेंट एंड दे आर जस्ट जजिंग, ये खंबा है, ये सूप है, ये कुछ पाइप है, लाइक दैट. It's actually like that because I am also practicing since 2-3 years. So yeah, I am also doing wonders in daily basis in my own practice. But what people are going through this before coming to me, that is horrible stories.
Yes.
And top
Agree.
of it, people don't have that mindset. So they are asking me, oh ma'am, your fees, so every day I need to pay this much money. So I am telling them that you are getting cure, you are not getting even diagnosis, you spend lakhs and lakhs. I am just a mere amount I am asking you to spend my half an hour with you. So like that, this need to change. We need to do revolution in Indian medicine, and
Absolutely.
that need is very because these people are continuously misguiding the people and putting
See,
them
it's
on the.
not their fault. I know a lot of doctors who genuinely want
Yeah,
to help people also, but the way they have been taught, na Kanchan, they're
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
taught only, like उनके curriculum में सिखाया ही नहीं गए
तो
पूरा.
तो या तो क्या हुआ, बट मगर दे नो द केमिकल्स हाउ डेंजरसली इम्पैक्ट ऑन द बॉडी, तो वो केमिकल नो इमरजेंसी फिक्सेड के आगे भी सोचना चाहिए कि नहीं. या ओके, पेशेंट आया,
See,
शुगर बढ़
हम
रही है तो
डॉक्टर की सोच नहीं बदल सकते. हम क्या बात
या
करेंगे
कि
कि
लोगों
हम
की
क्या कर सकते
या ट्रू.
हैं. हमारे
तो
हाथ में
लोगों को
पावर क्या
यस
है.
यस यस
What we have
बट
the ability to do and what we have the
यस यस
scope of learning is how to use
या
this
दिस इज द
knowledge
करंट
to
सिनारियो.
transform.
पीपल आर गोइंग थ्रू अ लॉट. And even in my case, like you, same what you were weighing and what you suffered a lot. Same in my case. In 10 year after post pregnant means postpartum के बाद जो मैंने सफर किया है, it was horrible. तो डिप्रेशन टैबलेट से लेके सब कुछ ट्राई कर लिया. And then I fixed myself with acupuncture.
Good.
But
Good for you.
still I feel that we need more. Means definitely this combo is a powerful combo, I must say. तो वो मैं सोचती हूँ कि एक्यूपंचर इट हैज इट्स वंडर्स आल्सो, कैपेसिटी ऑफ डूइंग वंडर्स. मगर वहां पे भी कुछ लिमिटेशन आते हैं, तो उसको सपोर्टिंग हैंड ये चाहिए. तो हाउ कैन आई कंबाइन दिस टू थिंग्स टू हेल्प द पीपल?
So we will talk about that.
या
See, also now what happens, one is whether you can combine both or not. Now, any modality that you're using,
या
any modality, right? Whether it is like even something like a lot of people are into CBD oil now, for example, or like you're doing acupuncture, or if someone is doing even Reiki and pranic healing, the body is still made of food, right? हम जो खा रहे हैं, हम जो पानी पीते हैं, हम जो सांस लेते हैं, so it is food, water and air that are three essential aspects of maintaining the human body. क्योंकि उसके बगैर body नहीं रहती ना, like what are you going to treat? So knowing and understanding about nutrition and how that, see, one is even if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, we are created by something greater than ourselves. God is taking care of us. There is like something that is taking care of us. And like you look at it from, okay, there are these issues, there are these problems, doshas hote hai Ayurveda mein vagera. You look at it like that. But if you want to get down to the detail, for me, I have not yet found another modality like functional medicine or functional nutrition. I call it functional nutrition because I'm not a doctor. Like your doctors either practice karte India mein, they call it functional medicine only. I didn't want to get into legal issues, so I started calling it functional nutrition because I have a master's in nutrition. So that was like okay for me to do. But either functional medicine, functional nutrition, whatever word you want to use, that goes to the deepest detail, and at a micro level, it is able to find out what is really going on. So imagine you're doing acupuncture, which has its own work around the meridian lines and like energy blockages and all that you're clearing. Imagine if you now bring in the aspect of nutrients. Okay, so because sometimes like for energy to flow in the body, you need the calcium gated channels also to open and close at the right time.
Yes.
Think for the transportation. So there are a lot of semiconductors of energy from the nutrient perspective. Omega-3 fatty acids are one of them. So knowing that about nutrition and then using your acupuncture as a layer above that, you're going to have even more phenomenal results. Manisha spoke of detox, right? So sometimes what happens is energetic blockages are there, but there are also toxins that are creating these blockages. Like mercury is one of them, or cadmium, arsenic, or even mycotoxins, mold toxins. Now, if these are there and if these are creating physical blockages in the body, and then you're working with the meridian lines and the meridian channels, वो जो फिजिकल लेवल पे है वो इधर का ब्लॉक उठ के और कहीं मूव हो जाएगा, राइट? क्योंकि उसको बॉडी से निकालना है.
Yes,
So
yes.
understanding the combination of the actual physical elements and then using your technique, right? It is a beautiful combination. It will actually, you'll create even more better results for your clients. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. A lot of people ask about the earning potential. Like it's a genuine question, right? Because see, again, like as a nutritionist, if you mostly right now in India also, if you go for a single session with a nutritionist, people like the girls are charging anywhere between 500 to 2000 rupees. So generally in that 500 to 2000, you have one consult and you give a diet chart. To me, for the kind of work a functional nutritionist can do, that is like it's completely disrespecting the amount of knowledge that there is, because what we do at iThrive is, for the 3-month program, we charge 65 plus GST, which comes to some 72 or something like that, because that is the potential of the work that we can do. Even if like you work with other functional medicine practitioners, you will see that the pricing or the value for your time, the value for your knowledge is much higher when you compare it to traditional nutrition, right? So because we have a lot of academy students who come to us with that question, that but like how will I will I be able to make money? Who is going to pay for this knowledge? I think Manisha said that no one is really, like, people are fools and they don't learn. I just want to show you one thing, because if people were fools and they were really not into what we call as functional medicine, this particular chart would not have happened. I had not planned on showing this, but I mean,
I think there is eventually now, I feel there is a lot of awakening that's happening. People are really waking up to this. They are understanding that this is the way to go. And look, the thing I would like to say is that, allopathy and medicine has its place. Like there are times you cannot avoid that. There are times you have to get into that whole, circle of things. But the thing is, on day-to-day basis, how do you manage your body? How do we let out emotions? How do we just keep healing our body? Because from this few months I've learned so much. Like, as when you're born, when you're a baby, when you're growing up, and Mugdha, you would know all this, right? Because I know you having a lovely healing journey. We go through so much, and there are emotions which are just stored in there, and never have been pent out. Traumas have not been healed. So if, I mean, on a day-to-day basis, if we start looking at these things, is the only way that we'll totally heal. And this is where I feel the gap really is, because nobody wants to talk about this. Like, there are few people definitely there who are talking about one thing here, one thing, but we need someone to connect the whole thing, and someone to make people aware. And I think you're doing a marvelous job, and that's why I feel that to learn this will be amazing, to learn to manage yourself, to manage your family, your close loved ones. And then if it takes you somewhere, of course, to learn it also, you have to invest into it. So you want to know that can it, but where I am right now, I think the universe is leading me somewhere. And I think I just have to take the leap of faith and follow the path, and everything else will flow. That's where I am at, Mugdha. And I really know you understand me. And that's the
I
only
do.
reason I am
But
here.
I just want to kind of show you guys like proof, right? Because honestly,
Right.
I mean, we were working on this anyway because we are doing our next round of funding and everything. But I just think it's of importance that I share it here, right? So this is our pitch deck that we use. But basically, these are the three things that we have. We have Alive, we have the Academy, we have Essentials and all of that. What I want you guys to see is this thing. Okay, if it
Yeah.
was if it was a
If nobody was understanding, this wouldn't
if
be
it was
happening,
something
right?
very vague, if it was just a offhand, just some random goo idea, this kind
Right.
of graph wouldn't have been visible, right?
Wouldn't happen.
How is
Exactly.
it that the company has grown year on year 3x with the kind of revenues that we see? How is it possible? It's possible only because there are people who are now looking for solutions, and it's a largely underserved market. There are
Yes.
people who are willing to invest in their health. There are people who are willing to do the diagnostics that are required, and they're not being served. Why are they not being served? Because there aren't enough of us. Like like I live on Bane Road in Pune, right? If I walk
Right.
across Bane Road, I will see clinics every 200 meters.
Exactly.
But how many functional nutritionists are there in Pune? Just iThrive and the team at iThrive. So why can't we have more and more of people who practice functional nutrition available to the community that needs saving, that needs our service, and they will pay? Because why I showed you the pitch deck was to prove that to you guys. Like, look at the company's graph, and these are all numbers that are real, right? Like, I'm not even making up a projection. These are the past 4 years numbers. If
Right.
I could do this, anyone can.
And
Honestly,
yeah.
it is so evident that the world needs this right now, that the world is lacking the
Exactly.
solutions that are required for healing someone. And see, the thing to understand is when someone is ill, when someone is sick, no, their mind is not able to focus on the bigger things that they can do.
Yes,
Because
I
you're
was.
stuck in your everyday, like you wake up in pain, you wake up without energy, or you have brain fog, you don't know what you're supposed to do, and like your
Yeah.
gut is not working, you can't eat anything. Now, in all of this confusion of your body, where are you going to sit and think of big visionary things that let me change the world like this, right? But the
But
minute you get your health back,
I feel one very important factor which I felt like I'm a very strong-willed person and very disciplined. And I think that is the very important factor because, when you get into this holistic way, you need a lifestyle change. And today's day and age, not everyone's willing to change that lifestyle. Even if it gives you good health, it's always easier to have those brownies and cakes and, not go gluten free. But,
see, there are 8 billion people on this planet. All of
right.
them need healing. All of them. I'm not joking. Except maybe for a isolated family that's living in completely off-grid way, growing their own food, eating that. They've never been vaccinated. No toxin exposure at all. Maybe they'll be like absolutely healthy. Otherwise, most people right now on this planet need help and healing. Out
Right.
of that, how many people do you need to work with on a day-to-day basis, right? Or how many people would you think you would feel satisfied about making a change in their lives? And I honestly, Manisha, if your family does this through you, then consider yourself more successful than me because my dad has not yet done his root cause analysis. Okay.
Exactly.
So family is the last, last,
The
last.
will has to come from within, and I think the most important part in healing is you. And I think we can have the best nutritionists, we can have the best people around us and telling us all the things, like telling me to do the breath work, but if I don't do it, there you go, it's not going to
But
happen. So I think
then,
that
yeah.
is
So don't see, one more thing I would urge you to do is don't sit and obsess and focus on the people who are not doing it.
right. True, that's true. Yeah.
There are, out of those 8 billion, there are millions of people
Who
who
do
would
it?
be willing to do whatever. They just don't know how.
Yeah.
So don't sit and think of who are the ones who are not changing. It's very easy to go into that rank now. It is very
Yeah.
easy. Oh, I've made
I
the
didn't
changes.
know
Somebody
how
else is
either.
interested.
Know how either. I didn't know I had so many suppressed feelings. I had no idea that I was emotionally not in the right place. But when you start to do it and when it starts to flow out and all that garbage comes out, it's a new you. And that's when you really start believing that every part of the puzzle helps. And, it's important to get the knowledge, to spread the knowledge. I think that's really, really important today to, share this with as many people as we can.
Absolutely, right? And that's why we are here. So when we started off the academy 2 years ago, we didn't even anticipate that we'd be able to teach so many people. I think we have some academy students who also joined this call, if I'm not wrong, because I saw Varabindu. I think she's an academy student only. But anyway, I mean, the thing is, we started this academy so we could pass on this knowledge, because my vision, iThrive's vision, is to create a planet that's literally free of disease. Right? I'm here to heal the planet. How many people can I reach on my own? Very limited. How many people can I and the team together reach on our own? Maybe much larger, but still not 8 billion people. Then how are we going to solve this crisis of like healthcare needing transformation? We create more and more warriors of light. How are we going to create more warriors of light? Not by competing with people, but by teaching, right? So one of these investors had asked me like, oh, but you're giving away all your subject matter expertise and you're giving away your whatever, your USP and IP, you're teaching other people. And I'm like, you don't understand the model of this business and you don't understand what we are doing for the world. The academy students are never a threat. The academy students are never competitors, right? Because we are part of the same ecosystem. Our
Right.
one goal, one motivation is to help the world heal. If we are
It's
operating
like a
from
chain
that,
reaction, I would say, no? It's like a
yeah.
chain reaction.
So it's a
Yeah.
ripple effect. Na? You heal,
Ripple effect,
and
indeed.
there's a ripple of health happening around you. Imagine if there are so many ripples like that happening.
Yeah.
It'll be transformed. Simple. Like I have a very simplistic, childish view of this, but it really is like that. And I really see individuals like just creating change in their community, and it just keeps transforming, right? Because at the end of it, despite all the resistance, if the right motivation is there, people will want better health unless they've completely given up on themselves, unless they've been taught that it's absolutely unworthy and they should not be alive, then they will completely give up. But if that's one spark of hope is there, na, one spark of maybe I deserve this is there, if you can hook onto that, if you can find that spark inside that person, you will be able to change their life. And I'm not saying this as some philosophical Rumi inspired line, but it's based on the work I've done in the last so many years, right? Sometimes you have to reach down in the mud and pull somebody up as long as they're putting their hand up for help from you, right? So that is our job. If you have been called to this webinar, if you felt like coming here and interacting with me, talking to me, then it's no coincidence. I actually am going to just play one video and I'll tell you why I don't think it's a coincidence. Give me 1 minute. This video I've seen it so many times. Every new batch of the academy I share it with them because this is truly what the academy is all about. the wrong one. I'll just... Yeah, this one.
A gathering of the tribe. Once upon a time, a great tribe of people lived in a world far away from ours. Whether far away in space or in time, or even outside of time, we do not know. They lived in a state of enchantment and joy that few of us today dare to believe could exist, except in those exceptional peak experiences where we glimpse the true potential of life and mind. One day, the elders of the tribe called a meeting. They gathered around, and one of them spoke very solemnly. "My friends," she said, "there is a world that needs our help. It is called Earth, and its fate hangs in the balance. Its humans have reached a critical point in their collective birthing, the same point our own planet was at 1 million years ago, and they will be stillborn without our help. Who would like to volunteer for a mission to this time and place and render service to humanity?" "Tell us more about the mission," they asked. "It is no small thing. Our shaman will put you into a deep, deep trance, so complete that you will forget who you are. You will live a human life, and in the beginning, you will completely forget your origins. You will forget even our language and your own true name. You will be separated from the wonder and beauty of our world and from the love that bathes us all. You will miss it deeply, yet you will be unable to name what you are missing. You will remember the love and beauty that we know to be normal only as a longing in your heart. Your memory will take the form of an intuitive knowledge as you plunge into the painfully marred earth that a more beautiful world is possible. As you grow up in that world, your knowledge will be under constant assault. You will be told in a million ways that a world of destruction, violence, drudgery, anxiety, and degradation is normal. You may go through a time when you are completely alone, with no allies to affirm your knowledge of a more beautiful world. You may plunge into a depth of despair that we, in our world of light, cannot imagine. But no matter what, a spark of knowledge will never leave you. A memory of your true origin will be encoded in your DNA. That spark will lie within you, inextinguishable, until one day it is awakened. You see, even though you will feel for a time utterly alone, you will not be alone. We will send you assistance, help that you will experience as miraculous, experiences that you will describe as transcendent. These will fan that spark into a flame. For a few moments or hours or days, you will reawaken to the beauty and the joy that is meant to be. You will see it on Earth. For even though the planet and its people are deeply wounded, there is beauty there still, projected from past and future onto the present as a promise of what is possible and a reminder of what is real. After that glimpse, the flame may die down into an ember again as the routines of normal life there swallow you up. But after each awakening, they will seem less normal, and the story of that world will seem less real. The ember will glow brighter. When enough embers do that, they will all burst into flame together and sustain each other. Because remember, you will not be there alone. As you begin to awaken to your mission, you will meet others of our tribe. You will recognize them by your common purpose, values, and intuitions, and by the similarity of the paths you have walked. As the condition of the planet Earth reaches crisis proportions, your paths will cross more and more. The time of loneliness, the time of thinking you might be crazy, will be over. You will find the people of your tribe all over the earth and become aware of them through the long-distance communication technologies used on that planet. But the real shift, the real quickening, will happen in face-to-face gatherings in special places. When many of you gather together, you will launch a new stage on your journey, a journey that, I assure you, will end where it begins right now. Then, the mission that lay unconscious within you will flower into consciousness. Your intuitive rebellion against the world presented to you as normal will become an explicit quest to create a more beautiful one. A woman said, "Tell me more about the time of loneliness that we might prepare for it." The elder said, "In the time of loneliness, you will always be seeking to reassure yourself that you are not crazy. You will do that by telling people all about what is wrong with the world, and you will feel a sense of betrayal when they don't listen to you. You might hunger for stories of wrongness, atrocity, and ecological destruction, all of which confirm the validity of your intuition that a more beautiful world exists. But after you have fully received the help we will send you and the quickening of your gatherings, you will no longer need to do that because you will know. Your energy will thereafter turn toward actively creating that more beautiful world." A tribeswoman asked, "How do you know this will work? Are you sure our shaman's powers are great enough to send us on such a journey?" The elder replied, "I know it will work because he has done it many times before. Many have already been sent to Earth to live human lives and to lay the groundwork for the mission you will undertake now. He's been practicing. The only difference now is that many of you will venture there at once. What is new in the time you will live in is that you will gather in critical mass and will each awaken the other to your mission. The heat you will generate will kindle the same spark that lies in every human being. For in truth, each one is from a tribe like ours. The whole galaxy and beyond is converging on Earth, for never before has a planet journeyed so far into separation and made it back again. Those of you who go will be part of a new step in cosmic evolution." A tribesman asked, "Is there a danger we will become lost in that world and never wake up from the shamanic trance? Is there a danger that the despair, the cynicism, the pain of separation will be so great that it will extinguish the spark of hope, the spark of our true selves in origin, and that we will be separated from our beloved ones forever?" The elder replied, "That is impossible. The more deeply you get lost, the more powerful the help we will send you. You might experience it at the time as a collapse of your personal world, the loss of everything important to you. Later, you will recognize the gift within it. We will never abandon you." Another man asked, "Is it possible that our mission will fail and that this planet Earth will perish?" The elder replied, "I will answer your question with a paradox. It is impossible that your mission will fail, yet its success hangs on your own actions. The fate of the world is in your hands. The key to this paradox lies within you, in the feeling you carry that each of your actions, even your personal secret struggles, has cosmic significance. You will know then, as you know now, that everything you do matters." There were no more questions. The volunteers gathered in a circle, and the shaman went to each one. The last thing each was aware of was the shaman blowing smoke in his or her face. They entered a deep trance and dreamed themselves into the world where we find ourselves today. Here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Here we are.
Beautiful.
It is. And it moves me to tears every time.
Wow. I'm kind of there. It's great. Wow.
But that's
So
it right now. Some of us feel like healing the world with energy work, some of us do like somatic work, some of us like Kanchan is doing work with the body, the acupuncture work. Right? All of us are here to help the world heal. Now, one modality that you could use is learn functional nutrition so that you can reach more and more people. Like the ability to do it online to really transform lives, no matter where they are, is something that I find is beautiful. So if you feel called to do this work, you feel called to serve humanity, then the world needs more of us.
Yeah. Could you also now, I mean, the conversation was lovely. I think I've had the best 40 minutes of my day. Now I would just like you to throw a little more light on the course, like, you know, how rigorous is it? Like, I would be getting back to books after 15 years, maybe even more. And
Yeah, so it does get intense for quite a few modules. Like the biochemistry one is where a lot of students initially struggle, because even like if you'd learned biochemistry in school and college, it's never taught from the application perspective. You're
yeah,
just forced to learn those cycles so that you can go and put them back on paper and get your full marks for that cycle. So you memorize biochemistry instead of understanding how that is actually happening inside your cell at this moment right now, that ATP is being formed. So biochemistry sometimes is a struggle, but it is so worth it. And that's why we put it in the beginning itself, because if you don't understand biochemistry, then understanding everything that nutrition does, right? Whether you want to put somebody on a keto diet, whether you want to do low carb, whether you want to do carb loading with protein, to understand the why of what works well for whom, you have to understand biochemistry. So biochemistry is some place
right.
where people struggle. Let me just show you the books also, because I carried them home today because I thought someone might want to look at them, right? So we have created like these module-based textbooks. 1 minute.
Yeah,
Right? What happens is you get like this one is the human body. So it's a full textbook. So what happens is the live classes are happening. You're learning from your instructors. There's a lot of Q&A that, and there's assessment, there's quizzes happening. But you also get study material like this, which you can sit. So we have alternate day classes, right? I think the September batch is the afternoon batch, right, Raga?
okay. So you have options like that where we can choose maybe morning or afternoon.
We don't have morning at all. We have afternoon and then we have evening. But whether to start the next batch or not really depends on many factors. So now, because August got filled and then people, like, we also restrict the number of people we can take per batch, because we want to maintain our instructor to student ratio. Imagine 100 students in one class. How are we going to get to answering questions and even doing assessments, right? So we maintain a certain limit on the number of people we take for each batch.
Okay.
Because there was a spillover from August, we started the September batch. Now, and a lot of the faculty members are in-house people. I also teach in the academy, and then we want to be able to manage our time and do all our other work. So we have, so if the August one was an evening batch, then the September one becomes an afternoon batch, so that there is some breathing space for the faculty members also.
Okay.
So
And
right
how
now,
long
the September batch is there.
How much time do you have to dedicate on daily? Like, how long would the class be?
So the class is like, it's a 2-hour thing, right?
Okay.
3 to 5 if it's the afternoon batch, 7 to 9 if it's the evening batch.
Okay, so this is thrice a week.
Thrice a week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
And how's your assessment? Sorry to cut you. How's your assessment process? Is it like your traditional way? We got to learn everything and then produce it out, or is it more
It's application
interactive and
based. It's application based. So you'll be given case studies. So some of the instructors also have MCQs, multiple choice questions, right? Because but even the MCQ answers are application based. Like you have to be able to think what was taught and then answer for that. It's not page number here has this exact answer kind of a thing. And then we have case studies. Then towards the end of the course, there's group case study presentation also. So there's a lot of work like in the application, because you can't learn this way of doing things without applying the knowledge. It's not just theory. In fact, for the interpreting blood test module, right? So we have the textbook with all the optimal ranges and the explanation of what is what, homocysteine, all of that. But we also have a workbook. So for example, hemoglobin in the workbook, like the faculty member has designed it in a way that there'll be a case study saying, okay, this is low, this is low. what is the root cause, and then you have to actually go and solve. It's like maths sometimes.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
thing is, see, if you do it like this, then it gets encoded in your brain. Then you'll be able to do analysis of your clients. Otherwise, you'll just look at the same reports that doctors look at. It'll be like,
Yeah.
everything is okay, right? So you won't know how to
एक
look
बाइट
for
का तो
optimal range. So
ये ले ले
that's the assessment. So 6
घेवर दे
hours
दो
of classes,
घेवर
and
घेवर
I would recommend investing at least 1 hour every day in study.
Okay.
At least, because it's see, we've tried to condense everything that we've learned in the last 4 years into a 4-month program. So it's a lot of knowledge. And what I've seen, the students who do the best are the ones who are investing time, reading, asking a lot of questions. Because see, in like I take the mental health module, I take the mental health nervous system, that module, right? Now, how much can I teach about trauma in a 1-hour session? How much can I teach
Yeah.
about emotional dysregulation and breath work in a total 9-hour module? I'll give you the theory that is important. But if you ask the right kind of questions on like non-class days, also I can send research material, I can send videos, I can send reading material. So the students who do that, right, they are the ones who gain the most out of it. So that's
Okay.
the kind of time investment that you would need to put in to receive the knowledge that is available to you.
Okay. All right. And how does it work? This is all online based because I'm in
It's
Mumbai,
all online. It's all online.
Pune. So, do you also like your students to visit you? How does it work? Do you have any?
Everyone is welcome to visit us. That that is not a problem. We have an extremely fun office, but the classes are entirely online. So there's no need for you to come to our office for the classes. That's delivered on an entirely online digital platform, and all the recorded. So even after the live classes are done, the recording is available for you to go back and revise. All the slides are uploaded. All the material is there for you to go and revise as much as you need.
Okay. And these are recorded classes, but you do have some live classes as well where you can have interaction?
They're mostly live classes. The only
Oh,
recorded
okay.
classes are functional movement, which is like where like because it's a very holistic module, right? We don't want to leave any aspect of healing someone out of it. So we have somebody who's a movement expert. He's done these recorded classes of functional movement. Like how do you see, for someone who is, let's say, at 120 kgs, telling them go climb up a hill would be a death sentence. You want to create movement that is serving their functionality in everyday life. So
Yeah.
so there is one that is a recorded module. Then the module on EMF, electromagnetic frequencies, is a recorded module. But in all the recorded modules also, you get one Q&A session with the lecturer who's recorded the module. So you watch the recorded modules, whatever questions you might have, you get an option for getting those questions answered. And then the third recorded module is anatomy and physiology.
Okay.
Because that you should watch it at your own pace, learn it, and it's easier to do it when you watch it and then get back to the textbook, look at the models of the physiology of the body. We revised, so initially all of them were live classes, but we wouldn't get enough time for the interpreting blood test module and the food protocols and the supplements module. So for that, then we decided that we'll increase the time given to these live classes, the ones that are core to understanding how to really create healing programs for your clients. And the ones that you can learn on your own, that will go into recorded modules. Not that they are less important. Like you have to know where the liver is now. And you have to
Right.
know what the liver does. But you can learn that on your own versus interpreting blood tests. Like you'll have so many questions. And I often recommend that when you sign up for the academic course, in the beginning, get your blood work done. Because
Right.
what will happen is, as you're going through that interpreting blood test module, as you're going through the supplements module, as you're going through the food module, you'll be able to create plans. And then because it's your own blood work, you'll have more questions and you'll learn much
Right.
faster. Like,
Yes. That's a lovely way of teaching. Yeah. And where can I get more information about what the investment is like, when a course is starting? How can I find all that?
that the team is there. So Raghav is here. I saw even Anvita was here. They can help you out with those.
Okay.
Yeah, the recordings are available immediately. So it's a web platform, so the course, the live classes are done on the web platform, and immediately, automatically, the live class is uploaded to the platform itself. So if you missed a live class, maybe you were traveling or you had work or something, you can go see it like within 5-10 minutes. It's available on the platform.
Have you ever had students who leave halfway?
Not in the current batches at all, but like the earlier ones, we in batch 2, we had one girl who left halfway, but it was more out of personal reasons. Her dad was not well, and then she had to come back to India. She was Switzerland based. No, and everyone completes their internship. See, it's engaging, right? And then you want to learn. So,
Right.
not that everyone gets certificates immediately, because
Okay.
if you don't do well on your assessments, then we will wait until you
Hold
learn
back.
how, right? So, it's not like, oh, you gave one attempt and now you're not going to be able to do it again. So, if you don't do it right, then we'll give you feedback that, hey, you need to learn this properly and come back and give your assessment again. Then you'll get your certificate. Because in the end, you are brand ambassadors of iThrive now. So if we
Right.
are not strict about the criteria or our own standards on how we want to validate the students who are coming to us, we might end up diluting our essence. So that is something I mean, we teaching this, but use it in the right way, like do it properly.
Right. And on your Instagram, I also found out about the certification, that it says that you can also, the kind of certification you have now, you can also work worldwide.
Worldwide, no.
Or can
So
you
I'll tell
only
you how it is. You will not be like, see, even with my master's degree in nutrition that was Indian, I couldn't start
you
a registered nutritionist practice in Canada when I was there in Canada, because they don't
Right.
recognize it at all.
Yeah.
But can you practice it? Most of Southeast Asia, you can practice. Africa, you can practice. US, Canada regulations are tight. However, we work with clients who are based out of there. As long as the client is signing up with the Indian entity who has the authority to do this work, legally we are safe. So if you're going to be practicing from India and
Okay.
working with international clients, that is okay. iThrive will back you up.
Okay.
If you try to go to the US and formally practice it, they will not accept it, because the systems only are set up like that, right? You'll have to go and do their local degrees.
Okay. And what are the prospects to work with you?
We've hired, so now I think from the academy, we have 5 or 6 people, na Raghav? Aditya is there from batch 3. Then Sana is there. Manisha is there. Priyanka is there. So many people have joined from the academy.
Okay.
One more, Surbhi is joining next month. So we have students. But this thing is, you work full time with us from the Pune office.
Okay.
A lot
Okay.
of our academy students are not Pune based, right? They're outside of Pune. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Thank
can I
you so
come in for a second, please? Manisha, can I just ask something? Mugdha ji, I just wanted to know, Kavita here, that
Yeah.
for example, like when you actually when people start working with you, or you may be choosing your team, so they may be I mean, you need a team of all kinds of, for example, the spiritual healing also, plus like the functional that you are doing, plus
Right.
many more things that are combined together to form a team for your like So is it that way, or is it that the best people who are studying with you and you're choosing from the academy, so they will all be obviously of the same or maybe a little higher, lower caliber? But I'm talking about a different, completely a different, for example, the spiritual part I'm talking about, or
So the
if a person
spiritual
is from
aspect,
the
na
whole,
Kavita, I'm the only
uh,
one who holds the
uh,
fort on that.
uh,
Because spirituality can have many approaches, and spirituality can also get a little messy because we do have an abundance of spiritual gurus in India, and if you're following one and you don't really know what energy is being siphoned off from there. So I'm being very upfront with you, right? So spiritual people is the only person I
That
trust
is,
with.
and no, you didn't understand me. This is, I'm not talking about this. For example, that if you're talking about the human anatomy, obviously your positive thoughts would heal you at some point of time. Your
Right.
dopamine, if it is in a higher level, it'll heal certain problems in your body, you know. So basically, I'm talking about that the thought process. That is
That
also
is
a
part
part
of
of,
the program that has already been integrated in the work that we do.
yes.
And when I teach the mental health module, the mind, the nervous
Hmm.
system, there are 3 sessions dedicated to psychospiritual healing and all the different
That's right.
modalities that work in that. So it's taught in the academy. I thought you're
Yeah.
asking if like we've
No, no, no,
onboarded
no.
anybody as a spiritual teacher at
Okay,
iThrive.
okay. So you are actually making a person well versed in each and every, this thing, right? Okay. So you don't need different, जैसे अभी वही वाली बात हो रही थी, जैसे एक heart specialist हो गया, एक lung specialist हो गया, you know, they are forming a team and they are working on one patient. It's not like that. So you're making one person as a specialist of everything, is it?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't understand your question fully. All right. Any other questions? It's kind of 9 p.m. beyond what time I spend looking at screens. If you need any support in like knowing the course duration, fee structure and all, these guys are here and they're excellent. They'll give you enough time for you to talk and get all your questions sorted. So I think Raghav, you sent the form also, na? This form he sent in the chat. The tally.so form, just so to update your numbers there, because otherwise they won't know how to reach you guys. So just enter your details there and they'll reach out to you and you can talk to them. Do you want to put your number also here, you guys, so that people can call you directly?
Hello, Mugdha ma'am.
Yeah, Kanchan.
Kanchan here.
Yeah.
So can will be able to get that investment of this course or not in a small time period or 1 or 6 month?
See, you will be, what is the course charges now? 75,000 plus GST, na Raghav?
Yes. So I am in touch from since 2-3 days. I am in touch with Anvita.
Okay. Like I told you, what we charge at iThrive for one person is 65,000. Okay, now you can determine how you want to charge for one person, but let's say you have a bandwidth of working with 10 people at the same time. You take 10 clients a month and maybe you charge them 10,000, not even as much as iThrive is charging. You're already making how much in 1 month?
No. What I want to tell you that in my practice, how can I incorporate this knowledge? And if I incorporate, so will they give me the, because मेरा वाला जो clientele है, मतलब those patient, वो इतना मतलब they are not willing to spend a lot.
So you will have to look at a different demographic. The ones who are
Yes.
coming for acupuncture sessions, they might not be the same clients who might be willing to pay for the nutrition role. So
yes,
you will have to, and in fact, in the academy, we have like a module on coaching skills, how to be a coach and how to build your business. So Avinash takes that module, takes that
okay.
session.
Yeah, I talk with him, Avinash Deshmukh, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that only my concern ki
You will have to look, see, not everybody who comes to iThrive also is willing to pay 65,000, right? Sometimes we have people are like, why can't you do this in 5,000 for me? And I'm like, no, because I can't. That's all. So you will have
already I am running Isha Holistic Healing Center itself since 2 years. So already I have that ready setup and I'm trying to get out on the commercial
But
place
जो
and all.
ईशा वाले जो आ रहे होंगे ना, they will not be willing to pay too much money for services that concern health, because there the model is around like volunteerism and like service and all. तो वो अलग mindset रहता है. But there are enough people in this world who are willing to pay in exchange for receiving help. You just have to start looking for them.
So this kind of support we will get from the academy, right?
Yes, you will.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
It was a wonderful session on the functional medicine.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a really good night's sleep. I need to log off now. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you so much,
Good
Mugdha.
night.
Thanks
Good
a lot.
night.
And the numbers are shared there, so you can take those numbers directly. All right?
So,
Cool.
can I ask you one last thing, Mugdha ji, that in case a person wants to get healed of some problem which we are facing, right? So, if how could we contact you that way so then we can come to you and get a problem
Directly to us,
solved?
to iThrive. Again,
Hmm.
you can enter the details in that form these guys have shared. But also, if you do
Okay.
come on board as a student, then we have what we call as the healers. What is it called,
Right.
Raga? Healers Lounge.
Healers of iThrive.
Healers of iThrive. So
Right.
if there is a client that's come to you and you find like, oh, this is too complicated, or you don't know what test to run and all that,
Hmm.
so we'll helping you with that case. Because it's
All
not
right.
just about the 4-month program, right? Every academy
Yeah.
student has their own Healers of iThrive Lounge. So if they need advanced tests, and then we give like discounts on the tests, and not on the international tests, but like if you need to get the root cause analysis done through the iThrive team, then you'll get a discount on that. We won't charge you what we would charge an external customer. Then you can
Okay.
choose what you want to do with that, right? So if someone just does root cause analysis with us, we charge them 5,000. But if you're coming as an academy student, you get a 25%, na, Raghav?
Right. Right.
25%
Okay.
discount on that. So you can pass that benefit directly to your client, or however, that's up to you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
see, the goal is to create people who can heal the world, so that
Hmm.
after the academy, say 4 months support also is always there for people.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Chalo, good night.
Yeah.